Welcome back to the channel World Coins Master everyone to this exciting journey where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, extraordinary discoveries, and the incredible stories behind some of the most valuable pieces of United States coinage ever found. Today we will be exploring the story of the 1983 1-cent Lincoln penny, a coin that on the surface seems like just another small copper-colored cent you might see every day in your change, but in truth it carries an astonishing hidden potential. This coin, because of the errors, mistakes, mint mark anomalies, and unexpected variations that occurred during its production, has been valued by collectors at figures far beyond its tiny face value. In fact, some examples of the 1983 Lincoln penny have reached valuations in the hundreds of millions, with certain unique error coins being considered worth an incredible $470 million, making it one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in the history of coin collecting. The journey of the 1983 penny is tied to the history of the Lincoln cent itself. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the coin became an enduring piece of American history. For decades, the penny was struck primarily in bronze, an alloy of copper, tin, and zinc. But in the early 1980s, due to rising copper prices, the composition of the cent underwent a dramatic change. In 1982, the U.S. Mint made the transition from bronze coins to copper-plated zinc cents, drastically reducing the amount of copper used. This transition year saw both copper and zinc coins struck, and collectors have spent years studying the small differences. By 1983, all official production pennies were supposed to be made of zinc with a thin copper plating. However, as is often the case with large-scale minting, mistakes, experimental strikes, and variations slipped through the cracks, giving rise to some of the most spectacular errors ever seen in American coinage. The 1983 penny story cannot be told without first understanding how mint errors occur. Coins are mass-produced by presses that strike blank metal discs with engraved dies. In an operation that produces billions of coins each year, even the tiniest mechanical misalignment, die damage, or accidental use of the wrong metal planchet can result in coins that deviate from the intended design. To the casual observer, such mistakes might seem insignificant, but to collectors, these quirks are like treasure maps pointing to rarity, uniqueness, and incredible value. The rarity is what makes the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin that has the power to sell for millions of dollars. Among the most famous 1983 penny errors is the extraordinary copper planchet strike. Even though the mint had officially transitioned to zinc cores with copper plating, somehow a small number of leftover bronze planchets from 1982 were struck in 1983. These coins, when found, caused a sensation. Imagine the shock of holding a coin dated 1983 but weighing significantly more than the standard zinc coin. The copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while the zinc ones weigh only 2.5 grams. For collectors with a sharp eye and a precise scale, this difference was a revelation. Over time, as more of these odd copper 1983 pennies were discovered, they were authenticated and sold at auctions, fetching staggering amounts. Some of these sales reached hundreds of thousands of dollars, and as myths and legends built around them, certain unique examples were projected to be worth astronomically high values. But the story of the 1983 penny does not stop with its composition. Another key error that has captured collectors' imaginations is the double die error, where the coin's design appears double due to a mistake during the hubbing process of the dies. The 1983 double die reverse penny is among the most sought after of all modern Lincoln cents. On these coins, the lettering of United States of America and 1 cent on the reverse can be seen with dramatic doubling. This error is clear enough that collectors do not even need magnification to spot it, making it one of the most thrilling and accessible discoveries for those searching through rolls of coins. Some examples of the 1983 double die reverse have sold for thousands of dollars, and the mystique of these coins has only grown as time has passed. Now imagine the combination of these anomalies, a coin struck in the wrong metal, with a double die error, and perhaps even further anomalies such as misplaced mint marks, die cracks, off-center strikes, or broad strikes. Each layer of error increases rarity exponentially. This is where the most legendary stories come into play. A 1983 penny combining multiple major errors could easily command attention from the wealthiest collectors, driving its value to unprecedented levels. When experts and enthusiasts discuss valuations reaching $470 million for a singular 1983 penny, they are pointing to the idea of a coin so unique, so anomalous, and so historically significant that it transcends normal collecting and becomes a priceless artifact. The 1983 Lincoln penny also carries significance because of the timing in U.S. minting history. The early 1980s were a turbulent period for coinage, with the mint adjusting to new compositions, rising metal prices, and changes in die preparation. This turbulence created more opportunities for mistakes. Mint marks also play a crucial role in the story. The Philadelphia Mint coins carried no mint mark at the time, while the Denver Mint used the SDD mint mark. A few anomalies have been reported where mint marks appear unusual, doubled, repunched, or misaligned, creating varieties that collectors eagerly seek. Each of these small differences can separate a common penny from one worth tens of thousands, or even millions. When combined with other rare attributes, collectors often speak of the thrill of discovery, the idea that rare treasures might still be lurking in everyday pocket change. With the 1983 penny, this thrill is magnified. Millions of people have searched through jars of coins, bank rolls, and inherited collections hoping to stumble upon one of these legendary pieces. Stories abound of ordinary people finding extraordinary coins, and the possibility that a single penny could change someone's life forever adds to the enduring allure. This element of chance, where luck, patience, and knowledge intersect, is part of what makes the world of coin collecting so captivating. The cultural value of the 1983 penny also cannot be ignored. Beyond its monetary worth, it represents a symbol of American history, economics, and craftsmanship. Abraham Lincoln, whose portrait graces the obverse, is an enduring icon of leadership, unity, and freedom. The reverse design during this period featured the Lincoln Memorial, tying together history and national pride. When a coin bearing these symbols turns out to be uniquely rare or flawed, it becomes even more intriguing as a historical artifact. It embodies the idea that even in the most ordinary objects, there can be extraordinary stories waiting to be uncovered. Over the decades, the market for rare coins has grown exponentially, driven by collectors, investors, and auction houses. The 1983 penny has been at the center of some of these explosive sales. Major auction houses have presented rare examples, with bidding wars pushing prices into the stratosphere. Each new discovery, each authenticated variety, adds to the legend, cementing the 1983 penny as one of the most talked about modern U.S. coins. Experts speculate that if the perfect storm of errors exists in a single 1983 penny, a copper planchet, a double die, mint mark anomalies, and pristine condition, it could become the crown jewel of numismatics, justifying valuations in the hundreds of millions of dollars. This possibility of a $470 million penny has captivated imaginations worldwide. While some might dismiss such valuations as exaggeration, history has shown that collectors with vast resources are willing to pay astonishing sums for the rarest items. Just as artworks, stamps, and other collectibles have fetched prices once thought impossible, coins with unique attributes can follow the same path. The value lies not just in the metal or the face value, but in the combination of rarity, history, demand, and storytelling. The story of the 1983 penny teaches us much about how value is created. A tiny coin, mass-produced in the billions, becomes a once-in-a-lifetime treasure through a series of unlikely events. It reminds us that mistakes are not always flaws, sometimes they create beauty, rarity, and opportunity. It also reminds us of the importance of paying attention, of looking closely at the things we take for granted, because hidden within the ordinary can be the extraordinary. As we continue this exploration, it is worth reflecting on the personal impact such discoveries have had on individuals. Stories of people who stumbled upon rare 1983 pennies in their change or coin jars have spread widely, inspiring new generations of collectors. The possibility that anyone, anywhere, could uncover one of these treasures keeps the excitement alive. It has sparked countless hours of searching, learning, and sharing among coin enthusiasts around the world. In the broader context of numismatics, the 1983 penny has become a teaching tool, an object of study for understanding minting processes, error creation, and market dynamics. Scholars and hobbyists alike have documented the varieties, studied the dies, and traced the history of these coins. Their work ensures that the legacy of the 1983 penny will endure for generations to come, and so, when we talk about a coin being worth $470 million, we are not merely talking about its material or face value. We are talking about the convergence of history. Today, as we dive deep into one of the most fascinating stories in the world of coin collecting, the story of the 1993 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin, a coin that carries a face value of just 1 cent yet has been discussed and valued in certain cases at an astronomical $320 million because of the rare errors, mistakes, and mint mark anomalies that can be associated with it. This video will take you through every detail about why a simple penny from the year 1993, struck at the Denver Mint and bearing the D mint mark, can become so important in the eyes of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike. So sit back, relax, and get ready for a journey that takes us from the humble origins of the penny to the thrilling heights of numismatic rarity and extreme value. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American life since 1909, when it was first struck to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse and wheat stalks on the reverse for decades until 1959, when the reverse design changed to the Lincoln Memorial. By 1993, the penny had already been through many adjustments, including changes in metal composition and subtle shifts in design details. That year, the U.S. Mint in Denver produced millions of pennies with the D mint mark. At first glance, these coins appear identical to countless others in circulation, worth only 1 cent in face value. However, certain examples of the 1993 D penny are surrounded by myths, documented errors, and confirmed varieties that elevate them far beyond the value of a common coin. Collectors have long known that minting errors can transform ordinary coins into treasures. With the 1993 D penny, the stories range from double strikes to off-center errors, die breaks, repunched mint marks, and even wrong planchette strikes. Each of these possibilities adds layers of intrigue and potential value, and when the right circumstances align, such a coin can command unbelievable prices at auction. Imagine holding a penny and realizing that its worth is not 1 cent, not even a few dollars, but hundreds of millions because of its uniqueness. That is the kind of dream that draws collectors into this hobby and fuels the fascination around the 1993 D penny. One of the key reasons this coin has attracted such attention is the possibility of mint mark anomalies. The Denver Mint used hand-punched mint marks for many years, which created the potential for doubled, misplaced, or repunched mint marks on certain coins. A repunched D mint mark can be seen under magnification, where traces of an earlier D remain visible beneath the final impression. Collectors prize these varieties because they highlight the human and mechanical imperfections of the minting process. When a 1993 D penny displays such an error, its value can skyrocket. In addition to mint mark issues, striking errors are another major factor. Off-center strikes occur when the coin blank, or planchette, is not seated properly in the press, causing the design to be stamped unevenly. Some off-center errors are slight, showing only a minor misalignment, while others are dramatic, leaving large blank areas of the coin untouched. A dramatic off-center strike on a 1993 D penny can make it unique, and uniqueness is what collectors crave most. Combine that with strong demand and limited availability, and suddenly such a penny could fetch astronomical sums. Double die errors are another fascinating category. A double die occurs during the die creation process when the hub imprints the design onto the die more than once, slightly offset. This results in coins that show doubling in the design elements, such as the date, lettering, or even Lincoln's features. The 1955 double die penny is legendary in this regard, but similar varieties exist for other years, including potential double die examples from 1993. If a 1993 D double die penny exists, showing clear and dramatic doubling, its rarity combined with collector interest could push its value into millions. Beyond the striking errors, planchette errors also play a role. Wrong planchette errors occur when a coin is struck on a blank intended for a different denomination. For example, a penny could be struck on a dime planchette, making it smaller, lighter, and off-colored. Such coins are exceedingly rare, but they do happen. If a 1993 D penny was struck on a foreign planchette, an undersized blank, or even a leftover copper blank from before the zinc transition in 1982, its rarity would be unparalleled. A genuine wrong planchette 1993 D penny could justify an enormous valuation. Die cracks and die breaks provide another interesting avenue. As dies wear down from repeated use, they can develop cracks or even pieces breaking away. Coins struck from such damaged dies show raised lines or blobs of metal where the die was flawed. A dramatic die break, sometimes called a cud, can make a coin both unusual and highly collectible. A 1993 D penny with a large cud could easily become a prized piece for collectors seeking something out of the ordinary. Then there is the possibility of transitional errors. In coinage history, transitional errors occur when coins are struck using a design or composition from a previous or future year. For example, the 1943 copper penny and the 1944 steel penny are famous transitional errors. In 1993, the US Mint was already well into the zinc core era, but if a leftover copper planchette from pre-year 1982 somehow made its way into the presses, a 1993 D copper penny could exist. Such a coin would be among the rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered. The idea of a penny being worth $320 million may sound unbelievable at first, but when you consider the historical precedent, it becomes easier to understand why collectors can assign astronomical value to unique coins. Rarity, demand, condition, and provenance all play roles in determining value. A 1993 D penny that combines multiple errors, such as a double die, repunched mint mark, and wrong planchette, would essentially be one of a kind. In the world of numismatics, one-of-a-kind coins can command any price collectors are willing to pay, especially when bidding wars erupt among passionate enthusiasts. The story of the 1993 D penny is not just about errors and varieties. It is also about the broader history of the Lincoln cent. The penny has long held a special place in American culture, representing both humble beginnings and unexpected treasures. Many people dismiss pennies as worthless, even bothersome, yet the discovery of a rare era penny worth millions flips that notion on its head. Suddenly, the smallest coin in circulation becomes a symbol of hidden value and untold possibility. Collectors searching for a 1993 D penny of extraordinary value often turn to coin rolls, estate sales, and old collections, hoping to spot something unusual. The thrill of the hunt is part of what makes this hobby so engaging. Imagine searching through a box of pennies and spotting a doubled mint mark, a misaligned strike, or a strange color suggesting a wrong planchette. That moment of discovery, that possibility of finding the next legendary coin, keeps collectors searching year after year. Grading also plays a crucial role in value. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC evaluate coins based on condition, rarity, and authenticity. A 1993 D penny with a dramatic error in mint state condition, free from wear and scratches, could be exponentially more valuable than the same error coin in circulated condition. High grades amplify rarity, and rarity drives prices sky high. Over the years, countless stories have circulated about rare pennies discovered in the most unexpected places. Some have been found in change jars, others in old piggy banks, and still others tucked away in family heirlooms. Each story adds to the mystique of rare coins like the 1993 D penny. The idea that unimaginable wealth could be hiding in plain sight fuels the fascination and makes people look twice at their change. When we discuss values in the hundreds of millions, it is important to remember that such figures are often symbolic of extreme rarity and collector demand. While not every 1993 D penny is worth a fortune, the existence of extraordinary examples keeps the dream alive. Just as the 1933 Double Eagle gold coin fetched over $18 million at auction, a unique 1993 D penny with the right combination of errors and provenance could theoretically command $320 million if two or more wealthy collectors were determined enough to own it. The 1993 D penny story reminds us that coin collecting is not only about money but also about history, art, and human imperfection. Each coin tells a story of its time, from the design chosen to honor Abraham Lincoln to the small mistakes that slipped through the minting process. These imperfections are what transform ordinary coins into treasures, connecting us to the people and machines that produced them decades ago. As we explore the possibilities of what makes a 1993 D penny so valuable, we must consider the countless combinations of errors, anomalies, and conditions that can exist. Every small variation matters, and every detail tells part of the story. Collectors scrutinize the date, mint mark, strike, luster, and even the edges of the coin for clues. That level of detail-oriented study is what makes numismatics a lifelong passion for so many people. The fascination with rare pennies also reflects something deeper about human nature. We are drawn to the idea that hidden treasures exist in the most unlikely places. The possibility that a simple penny could be worth $320 million captures the imagination, blending the ordinary with the extraordinary. It reminds us that value is not always obvious, that greatness can hide in plain